Hello and welcome to the Calmcast, a time to feel calm and think clearly. I'm Claire Downham, the Queen of Calm, a transformational life coach. I was a burnt out head teacher who finally made the journey to calm after years of trying, and I want to prevent you from having to do the same. The Calmcast is a series of short explorations, gently guiding you back to your natural state, which is calm and clarity. Just listen like you would listen to music, with an open mind and curiosity. There's nothing else to do. Now let's relax into today's episode. So in this session, I'm here to tell you that you are okay. And I know that often it may not feel that way. It may not feel like you're okay. Maybe today, maybe yesterday, maybe a lot of the time. But let me help you to see that you are okay fundamentally. First of all, I want to point you to notice what is already inside you and always available to you. And that I see as a diamond that you have inside you that contains everything that you're probably looking for outside, all the calm and confidence and clarity and peace and resilience, perhaps. But second of all, I want to tell you about things that don't mean that you're not okay. So let's start with crying. Yesterday, I was in a beautiful group coaching conversation. It was me and 3 other ladies, and at one point we were all crying. every one of us. It was almost like a domino effect. And some of the ladies in the room were apologising for crying. And saying, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be crying. And that was the thing. It wasn't that they were crying, it's that they thought it was wrong. Where have we got this idea that it's wrong to cry? I cry often. I could cry now, quite honestly, when I'm very emotionally connected into something, which I am today, because I'd love you to see that you're okay. I know it's not mine to make happen, but hopefully this will help a little bit. So it's okay to cry. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean you're not resilient if you're crying when you're in the middle of something that is difficult. It just means that you are having a human experience, and that's okay. And then, so that was one occasion where people didn't seem to think it was okay to cry. When it is, it's fine. And then I was speaking to a client a few days ago, and she thought it wasn't okay to have a negative thought, or for her mind to drift off into something other than where she was in the moment. But let's take negative thoughts, because if you think I don't have negative thoughts, if you think that Buddhist monks who spend all day, focusing the mind, or people who've meditated for years, or whoever else appears to be guru-like to you, if you think they don't have negative thoughts, you are wrong, fundamentally. You're just wrong. They do. I have negative thoughts, often. It's not that you have a negative thought, it's that you think that means something about who you are. You're okay. You can be okay and have a negative thought at the same time. That is utterly possible and is actually true. fundamentally everybody's having them. So if it was wrong, if it meant there was something wrong with you, then there's something wrong with everybody. But maybe, rather than us looking in the direction of there being something wrong with everybody, which seems to be the direction we're looking in right now, maybe we'll look in the direction of, oh, everybody has negative thoughts, so that means there's nothing wrong with them. And there's nothing wrong with you if you have them. It's perfectly normal to have a negative thought. It's not the negative thought, it's what we think that means. So crying's okay, and having a negative thought is okay. And having an anxious feeling or a stressed out feeling, that's okay too. And the reason that's okay is because that is a beautiful sign that your system is working exactly as it's supposed to. Exactly as it's supposed to. It can't work any other way. When you have some anxious thinking, you will have an anxious feeling. It's unavoidable. But when you realize that that's really the only information in that feeling, that it's like the rumble strips on the motorway, you come off a little bit and it's just saying you're juddering because you're out of lane. And it's a similar feeling, isn't it? The anxiety feeling is similar to that juddery feeling when you come off the motorway and you've nodded off a bit maybe. It's just to say to you, you're a bit off at the moment, that you're not in lane. Just allow yourself to get back into lane. It's just a tiny, tiny course correct. It's not very much at all. And, that's so powerful because, again, everybody has that feeling sometimes. Everybody sometimes feels anxious. I promise you that is true. I feel anxious sometimes. I can get heart pounding, jittery, but I don't care now. I don't think it means there's something wrong with me. That is the difference between us experiencing life with all its craziness from a place of knowing that fundamentally we are okay and not feeling okay. It's not our experiences, it's the stories that we then wrap around those experiences. That's what creates how we feel about ourselves and what we think about ourselves, and also feeds into the labels that we then have about ourselves. It's not, if you have an anxious feeling, if you think that then means you are anxious or you have anxiety, that's where we then get busier and busier. And there's this layering process of thinking and a building of those feelings. It is possible to experience life from this place of knowing it's okay. I've had clients before say to me, I would like life to be like this, like a straight line. I want life to be a straight line. And I say to them, I can't help you to do that. Because it's unrealistic to have a life that is a straight line. It's just not possible to have that. Life is a contact sport. It involves your physical form going out into the world and experiencing things. It involves change and grief and loss and all those things. They're all part of life. And then there's us with our thinking, which changes and creates different feelings inside us. And that involves an up and down process too. But all of that is okay. And without the idea that we are supposed to be different to how we are, something magical happens, because there's another layer of thinking that falls away, and it is that falling away, it's that letting go, it's that unlearning that takes us to the place we really want to be, because most of us just want to actually feel okay. And imagine how much closer to that feeling okay you would be if those experiences you're having weren't seen to be wrong, or weren't seen to be something wrong with you. Fundamentally, you are okay. And I'd like you to take that into your day, into your life, and hold it in your heart, because that's where it is all the time. Thank you so much for listening. There's nothing to do now but bring some awareness to how this is working out in your life. Listen regularly to experience longer and longer periods of calm. This has been the Calmcast with Claire Downham, Queen of Calm. Take care and keep listening.